Everybody, we must be one. Everybody, we must be one.
Hello, I'm Michaela Hughes, and you're listening to part 2 of Learning to Manage Social Media. As always, you can find us on YouTube under the Hughes Roundtable. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you to all of our subscribers. We thank you so much for your support.
Everything else.
That's why people take social media breaks. Like, I'll see like friends and stuff be like, yeah, I won't be on here for the next month. And then they'll come back and be like, this was good for me. I needed this. Like,
It is.
that's crazy that you even need breaks. I've taken breaks. The time I take breaks is literally just because I'll see something crazy. I'll be like,
Are you
this is
taking
too
breaks
much.
right now while we're doing this podcast?
Yeah, from Twitter. Yeah, yeah. It gets to be too much, and then you're just like, I really don't want to know what you're doing every second of the day. When Twitter first came out, people used to tell, like, people would get on Twitter like shower flow. Shower flow used to be like, oh, I'm in the shower right now. Like, thank you for telling me that you're in the shower. I needed to know that. So, it's funny how you could just lose. Like, that's just too much information.
And it's all walks of life doing it. It's not, you may have a certain age bracket that is more doing it than less, but it's consuming all different age
But
groups.
I think for our, probably I'd say like 18 to 25, because we haven't done anything. Like, once you've lived a little, I think, and you see like, yeah, being with actual friends, but this last, I don't know, I can't remember these generation names, like Generation X or something. This last group grew up with it.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's different for y'all because
Totally.
y'all got to live and go out and see and go play. Nobody, like, children don't really play outside as much anymore because, I have video games in the house and my phone is in the house. So
Everything.
yeah, everything is in the house. I don't need to go outside. So
we don't have to learn, and we don't
changed.
have to do a lot of changing for a lot of us, our age group, but they're not after us.
Exactly.
Because we stuck in a lot of our ways already.
that we're not going along
Y'all
with
don't
it.
know because y'all ain't lived.
You haven't lived.
Some people ain't even been outside their neighborhood.
Strange. I've met those people. It's weird.
But you were an only child. And we had to do it for you because it would have been, I think, devastating for you because you didn't have a brother or sister. So quite naturally, I mean, you love teddy bears. Right now. So you had to have a friend.
yeah.
And nothing's wrong with that.
No.
Nobody is, therein lies what he was talking about. Learn to change. Learn the thing that you're doing in life so it won't take you out.
Consume
It won't
you.
jack your relationships up. You'll be a good citizen. Nobody wants to talk to a comatose person.
Someone who's allowing media. That's what I've learned most.
You
in
can't eat
college.
food 24/7, can you, Nina?
No, you can't
No.
consume media.
What I don't,
Someone's thinking for you.
us being, like your father said, we've done other things, so we are able to say, okay, well, we're not interested. That's just the automatic. Because if you stop and pay attention, you can feel yourself trying to get drawn into things. So it's like,
And then
I'm
you
not,
see stuff you
no,
didn't wanna
thank you,
see.
not. And then your time, you don't get your time.
You don't get your time back.
I'm 52. I
That's
got
the
other
terrible
things
part.
to do.
What you got to do,
I
Nina?
got other things to do. I don't have time to sit on the
You don't
phone
get
all
your time
day.
back.
Yeah.
And then you haven't accomplished anything.
No,
Like,
because look at here.
it's you just consuming stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
You still, whatever you did not get accomplished, you've been on the phone for 2 hours. Wait a minute. Now, I work. We not retired yet. So you go to work and then you come home. You on the phone for 2 days. Some folks is doing it.
It's still
Shut up,
draining
baby.
too. Like, just because it's
Have
just too
time.
much. Sometimes
And it can
it's
be
too much.
rude.
Mm-hmm.
It can be
People-
very rude
Twitter,
because you could be
all
on that
apps
booger
are just like
in the line, and you could be on there, and because you don't want to even talk to the cashier, boom. Don't talk to me about it because
it's true.
when we first
That's
got
so
portable
true.
radios and we were able to put headphones and the portable radios. When I was made to wash dishes, I would put them boogers in there so I wouldn't have to hear nobody calling my name and talk trash to me in
People
my
do
own
that
house.
now.
You know, so
Me in my own house.
you know,
People do that
not
now.
here. I'm talking about when I was younger,
I
from
know.
14, 15, 16, 17 years old.
Trash.
You know, so this is, but you, it's here. Okay, it's here. What he's saying is, let's learn and change.
Manage it.
Remember that has to be put out there, and because people will say, I ain't ever hear that you have to learn and change about social media.
You have to adapt
Well,
to everything.
Why you sitting here talking on Twitter and everything? Do not think that that's a real person. There's all kind of burner phones out there and everything else.
There's catfishes.
There's catfishes. There's a whole bunch of people that acted like they were celebrities to get women and men, and they weren't. That's the bad stuff. The good stuff is we are more informational, but what we need to learn is learn how to have wisdom to use it, just like anything else. Once again, I need to say this. You can't eat food 24/7. You will die. You will die. So you have to get exposed to something else. Boy, I bet you there's some people that when they be flying in planes, although they have that on there now, but I think
Back in the
Toxin.
day.
anywhere, most of the time it's hospitals and operation rooms.
Itching.
Hurry, get my phone.
Anytime you think that you got to put that phone up, you think somebody is mistreating you and they being rude and it's an offense to you. Well, it should never be that way. You should take care of that before. It's just, I mean, it's necessary. Like in the DMV, you can't have your phone out, the cell phone,
Yeah.
you know. So
Well, they
So-
tell you to put them up.
So what I'm saying is, if that was to happen, I mean, you know, you're gonna have to use wisdom to use this. You already know and see, and for God's sakes, don't get on there being a coward. If you wouldn't do stuff in person to somebody, stuff can get real, man. People are crazy, and they can find out right where you at.
People,
Don't think
I've
they
seen
can't.
it. I see fights all over the internet.
Don't
People that
think
pull up
they
to your house
can.
because you call Keisha out her name. You don't know any of these people, but somehow y'all fighting.
And you out here taking selfies.
People be like, you want to buy my ticket to fly out to where you live so we can fight?
Ooh.
No, I don't.
See.
What?
See,
So it gets out of pocket. People get out of pocket.
I seen something at we was at the store, and I seen this girl taking a picture with this 2-year-old, and she put on a selfie smile that I was like, I wonder if she would do that in taking a regular picture. So she bent down, so the little girl was like about a foot tall. She couldn't have been no older than one. But what was really crazy was she had her pose and all that, but the little girl didn't want to take the picture.
Oh,
She didn't want to do it.
don't
She's
make
like, you
people
don't want to take.
the-
I'm like, she don't know what
No.
no selfie is. But I was looking down. I was like, look at this mess right here. I said, man, the world, man. When you didn't look back, when you've been involved in other stuff, and you know, we did not grow up with this. It came along, and we were already cool because we came gradually with us. Y'all got boom.
Yeah.
yes.
We
It was
had
an
phones in
explosion.
cars. We
They
had
had an
we had to
explosion.
manage it because you couldn't have no phone in your car unless you was rich. Basically, we had beepers. So you know that right there, you had to literally stop, call, get a payphone. We grew up with payphones.
Payphone. That's right. Had to
So
go to the
it
payphone.
came gradually and slowly, and it seems like they said, when we gonna get that cheering though.
I do wonder the thought process.
We
when
gonna get
they,
that cheering.
like-
Well, money is, but you better learn it.
Steve Jobs, like, I wondered because I know he was like obsessed
Yeah.
when he came out with. I know, like, it must have been like, I have to do this. Like, this is going to be like
It's a good
groundbreaking.
thing.
He did a good thing, but I wonder with his creation do people think about? He probably couldn't have dreamed that. I mean, his phone, I think they're like they'll be on the 11th phone.
Wow.
iTunes, Apple Music, iHome.
I mean, that's a laptop.
iPad,
They don't even call that a laptop.
laptops, MacBook.
They
It's
call
its
it Apple
own
separate.
thing. Like it's top notch, and you can do everything on it. Like, I wonder if he thought, I wonder what this will do to people. You know, like, I wonder if people think about how outside of the product they make itself, how it will affect society. He probably couldn't have thought of something like this. Like,
Not
people are
bad.
obsessed with, you know.
Well, you don't expect humanity.
No, not bad.
Most
Don't
people
expect bad.
don't expect humanity to do bad with something good.
That's
but-
true.
Hey, listen, we just lost. They just lost another founder of Microsoft. He was 65. So, you know, Bill Gates is kicking and screaming, and he outliving a lot of those people. But I think when you put something out back, you're always going to get somebody. Like, take, for instance, this podcast. We mean all well and good. But somebody can take this podcast and criticize it and dog it out to death. How can you take something good and turn it into bad just like that?
Be human.
I mean, you know,
Do
so I love what he said, just going back to what we need to learn and change the way, just like you got to learn and change the way you do all things. A horse ain't a donkey, and a donkey ain't a horse. You got to learn about a donkey and what a donkey can do, basically a mule, and you need to learn about that. When I was growing up, I never knew that there was different levels of everything. There's different, you know, you can stay on the surface all you want to, but there's always levels up under levels, up under levels, you know, from there's different types of horses. There's one of the things, this is kind of tripped out, but one of the things that I can't grasp is different types of meat. Somebody help me about
What?
the meats.
Did you know
I never knew.
they're thinking about making goat meat one of our meats in America because we're running out of
Well,
know,
that's
cows
they
and-
already eat goat though.
I mean, we eat
in
cat
other
and
countries.
dog. We just don't know it.
But I mean, like for instance, from a cow and a pig, and I'm just now learning about the different parts of the chicken
Oh, you mean the different parts? Yeah.
of an animal,
There's levels.
and then
to
then the
everything.
other level is how do you cook it, and all of that, and stuff. Now, chicken is pretty easy, but the cow, I still get confused a little bit
There are
about
so
that.
many parts.
You know, so the same thing with learning about computers. I believe that we're doing good because we're taking it and using it the way it was meant to be used.
And we're managing it, and that's what Michaela was saying.
Manage.
We're not.
But I'm sick of managing.
Well, you can't do that.
The thing about managing is it's for your good, and I think that's this randomly reminds me of forgiving people.
Mhm.
We don't like doing anything because we
Mhm.
get lazy sometimes. Sometimes you just don't want to, like, I didn't ask to be here. Why should I have to manage stuff? Well, in the end, it works out for your good.
Yeah.
Don't manage not getting up, going to work
Okay.
every day.
You
Right,
won't have no
That's
money.
good. Nina.
Don't manage not
You
not
have no job.
calling off
Right.
when it's not a necessity. Don't manage it and see
And
what
see what
ends up
happens.
happening. Because eventually you may think that it's okay right now, but eventually all these things start taking a downward spiral spin, and then I always say, well, how did I get here? Because a lot of times when you're in it, you're not
You're not
paying
even
attention.
thinking.
No, because you're doing what you want to do, your choice, your will, what I choose to do, what I want to do. But if you do not manage it, and then like your father said, that's in everything. You have to manage everything. If you do not manage it, it is going to come to a place that you're going to want to say, why did I do this? Why did I let it go this far? Why did I not take
And you don't wanna do
better
that.
care? No, you don't want to do that. Don't wait until you
That's time
get to
wasted.
the place and then say, well, now I need some help.
Yeah.
And
And people-
that's what ends up happening.
They think they want things, but you don't want humanity to go away. You don't want
No.
the privilege and the responsibility to use social media. I got tongue tied there a little bit, but you don't want that to go down like that. You wanna be an individual, manage it, and because like I said, we got our phones with us right now.
True.
Right now, because it is. But realize that you ain't got to turn it on. It ain't got to. I know that the world is going the way it is going, and you want an escape. This is why movies make a lot of money. You got one movie that makes $500 million. That's a
Crazy.
lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So the same thing with social media and all of that. A lot of times when you go into these companies that sell this stuff, because you don't know the lingo, they think you don't know about social media. It's some people's jobs because they have grown up on it, to know all the lingo and all this and all the apps. And well, no, you don't do. Man, listen, I don't care. I came here for one thing. I ain't trying to learn about the whole app thing and all of this and all of that. Like for instance, when we was buying this laptop, people don't call us. Now, see, then that's another thing. When we started going out there to do that, I was like, it's a laptop. Why does that have its own? You mean a PC? I said it's a laptop. Why?
Yeah,
When did we change it?
Mm-hmm. Because Apple's Apple. You don't mistake a MacBook for a PC.
Wow.
Because Apple is its own.
They're not combined. They consider themselves
Apple is like
separate from.
the father of all.
Mm.
If you want a laptop, you get an Apple. You get a MacBook. You don't get,
And don't get offended when I want.
You want a phone, you get an iPhone. You don't get no Samsung. People dog out Samsung phones, Galaxies, and all that. I don't even know any other name, what they really call other phones, but
I
it's
don't
interesting.
That's crazy.
Telling me.
I wonder what it's like in other countries. If it's,
Me too. That's a good
I
thing.
bet you it's not. It's nothing like
But it's just like a car.
cars too.
You
You know,
have the right to choose what it is that you.
and that's
and
the
that
whole
doesn't
thing.
mean that one is better. They consider it to be elite. Well, it's all about what you prefer.
And that's the thing about marketing, and when masses of people enjoy a certain thing, then you get into thinking for yourself instead of allowing other people to think for you. 'Cause that's what marketing is all about.
Wow,
Somebody
like-
already thought for you.
Mm.
When you go to
I'd
the
like an
store,
Apple because everyone else likes Apple.
Mm.
I didn't think about thinking about other phones because that's what people do. I don't need to think about what value Mac has or why I should pick a Mac over a different computer, because people buy it, and that's what why do I choose the brands in stores that I choose? Because I saw a commercial. People like
That's right,
Pop-Tarts,
That's right.
and I'm going to get a Pop-Tart because most people eat Pop-Tarts.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
But you don't start doing that until you're like my age, or kids don't really do that. They just see something and they want it because it's colorful, and I
right.
think I'm going to have
And
fun
but
with
they
that.
know that's been researched.
They see a
colors draw
commercial.
them.
Lucky Charms,
Mhm.
them Fruity Pebbles in there.
Yeah.
They know.
So, think while it's free. think.
But
for
the
yourself,
dangerous
Oscar.
thing to all of that is the maturity and
Yeah.
who you are going after and doing it. You can't throw either way. You can't throw the 45 to 70 and 80 away because they the
True.
ones got the money.
Yes.
And then you can't use and abuse the 16 to 25 and
Oh, they
26
abuse us.
because they're not mature mentally,
To
and you can
make a
have your
good
way with
decision.
them.
They be buying stuff. We be buying stuff that's out our tax bracket. You can't even afford. Why are you buying something that's like $1,000, $2,000 because other people said it's cool? I would never understand why people Jordans, the shoes. You can't afford a $200 shoe, but you're buying it because it's popular, because it's Michael Jordan. You know, stuff like that. But marketing and mass production and things like that and trends are not about being wise.
It's
It's-
about going after what you want.
It's actually an opportunity for you
What
not to be
everybody else is
wise
doing.
and to think about
that,
what you
Nina?
I
want.
said, I'm not doing what
Exactly.
everybody else is
Because
doing.
to me,
You'd be
it's
broke.
money. Exactly. I'm not about to go broke because I've never owned a pair of Jordans in my
And
life.
then not
And
only
that's
that,
weird for a black child to say.
Not only being what everybody else is doing, but you may get it and you're not satisfied with it.
And then you just look dumb. Now you just doing stuff because everybody else, but we do that on different scales. You do that.
That's what we called keeping up with the Joneses back in the day.
Keeping up with
Mm.
Doing what everybody else is doing. But I
It's
don't like
crazy.
it when you go to the store and they want, why are you offended that you asked me? Well, we can send you some coupons.
No.
Do we have your email address on
Came here
file?
for what
No,
I
I'm
came
not
for.
interested. You could get an extra $10 off. And then you're going to be sending me email after email after. No, thank you. I'm not interested.
Is that how
It's
you say it to
weird
them, Nina?
out here.
Yes.
Well, how you
weird.
say it?
No, thank you.
Man,
No, thank
I
you.
don't even, I'll just look at them. Be like, man, I don't even know my email address. And I didn't. I wasn't lying. Back, because we got a house and I had to learn it,
Mhm.
which was May.
I should start saying that. I don't know my email.
You know, and so I didn't
Tell
know
them
it.
no, thank you.
But now I be like, nah.
Mm-mm.
But they don't. I think they don't ask men a lot of times, especially if it's a female, because some of them they know when you coming up to the register that you I ain't even gonna waste my
I
time.
came here for what I came here for.
Yeah, and they know most men. Listen, they know how to get your money, and since you don't be naive, since you know this is what they trying to do and are doing, then handle yourself accordingly. Govern yourself accordingly. You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Just specifically, and that's it. Well, you can get an extra so. No, thank you, because my mind is already made up. You have your budget in mind. You know what you came to spend and what you were going to purchase, and I'm not going out with anything other than that unless I see something and change my mind. But you're not getting
They
ready
banking
to.
on
Mm-mm.
more for your money.
Mm-mm.
That's the name of the American. That's how Americans market. I don't know any other country. I haven't lived there,
Mhm.
but we like more. They assume
Yeah,
as an
yeah, yeah.
American that you want more, and if they know how to really do stuff, then they can get you to buy more for less money. So
Yeah.
this was a very good topic.
Mm-hmm.
We accomplished a lot, I think. And as always, we thank you for listening and keep listening, please.
Please, y'all.
Thank you so
y'all.
much.
And y'all take
you.
care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Everybody, we must be one. Everybody.